So thank you very much for joining us for this session, next session, integration panel. And the idea here really is to follow on from what we've been talking about, which is collaboration, and talk a little bit more deeply about the importance of integration within these projects. And I have absolutely the best panel I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, with me today. So I'm going to start. Ali, just introduce yourself. For anyone who doesn't know this man, Ali, would you introduce yourself? Explain who you are and why you're here.
My name is Ali, Aliasgar Eranpurwala. Actually, it's my full name, but please, you don't need to remember that. Ali is perfectly fine. Taking care of the business for inkjet print heads in Europe, Middle East, Africa, and also India, because I come from India. Thank you.
Over to Roberto.
Hi, I'm Roberto Campos. I am project manager from People and Technology. It's a company located in Castellón, in Spain, near to Valencia. And we are manufacturing lab machinery and cleaning service machinery.
Fantastic. And Yoshi?
Hello, I'm Yoshinori Domae. Just call me Yoshi, same as Ali. I'm working for the Inkjet Institute, iPrint, which is located in Switzerland, maybe the largest inkjet institute in the world, doing the inkjet technology development, research and technology development, and also application development. Thank you.
Thank you, Yoshi. So the reason we're doing this is because, as you know, we've talked about collaboration this morning, and many of you here work together with other parts of the industry. So collaboration generally is crucially important. And obviously within this industry, there's a lot of integration and a lot of integrators. And when we were looking at this panel, we wanted to just ask you as the audience, first thing, just raise your hand if you are an integrator. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Okay. How many of you then in the audience have possibly used integrators in a project that you've worked on? Just raise your hands. Holly at the back, that's good. Yep, yep. Okay. So the people that have worked with integrators, Holly, give me, I'm just interested because you've worked with integrators. How much time would it normally take when you work with an integrator to final kind of production? Just, yeah. Yeah. Ali, what do you typically sense with projects?
With or without integrators?
Yeah, with integrators.
So with integrators and without integrators, we normally would say, like, you could save 50% of your time. If you have integrators in your project, then they can help you with their experiences, or they can probably help you with existing technology that they've used for other projects, and you could save your time from going to your idea to your goal by almost 50%. That's our experience. Yeah.
Okay, and just Roberto, what's your sense with integrators?
Well, I think that we need to differentiate two kind of let's say customer, and then later on the integration that we must to do. One is the companies who are never be inside of the inkjet.
Yep.
Okay, that's one. And then because that the steps are completely different, so
yep.
we need to start to teach them everything about the inkjet process. Okay, and then there is second kind of integration, which is with the company who they are involved in the previous inkjet projects that are completely different, because in that case we only need to be focused in the project itself.
Yep.
It depends if they are handling, I don't know, functional ink or new things, okay? But it's very specific in usually in that area, okay? So it depends on that, can take a very, very different time to from the start to finalize the project.
Sure. Can I just say, could you'll raise your voice a little bit for the audience so they can pick it up? No, it's fine. Ali, just coming back to you. So why is this so important? Why is it this use of integrators valuable to anyone that's doing a project? Explain to the audience what you're thinking here.
I'm a sales guy, so I mean,
Really?
yes. So we need to make money. That's the end of the story, actually. But it takes a lot of investment from machine manufacturers when they start off a project, right? So you may have an idea, and you may just come to us and ask us, okay, we need to start making a machine, and integration becomes important because we as printhead manufacturers want you to come to a stage where you can buy printheads from us faster, right? So going from your laboratory to fabrication, going from investments to returns. So making that possible is where we think an integrator can help you much faster. It's good for you as well, right? It's good for you as well because you don't have to do too much investment. You don't have to, spend too much time from going from an idea to a reality. And that's where we, as printhead manufacturers, have started working with a number of integrators. And I mean, on the dais today, we have two completely different their approaches are very different. So we have people in technology who, they have smaller machines. They have, if you have an idea, you want to print something, you can go with a substrate to them and they can make a small machine for you and you can make a test rig for them. And on the other side, there is iPrint, Domae-san's team. They can, start from research. They can really help you find the right parts for you. I mean, he'll probably tell more about what they are offering, but we have found how to help our customers find the right partners to get returns faster, and obviously then help us to come in the market as well as printed manufacturers faster. That's our idea.
So just for anyone who hasn't noticed, the Seiko marketing on Open Week was the jigsaw puzzle, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Did people see the jigsaw? Did you see the jigsaw puzzle? Did you notice that in the marketing? That's how powerful marketing is. Did you notice it? It's a little jigsaw that they use. Now explain what the thinking behind that was.
Collaboration. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
one word I can use there for collaboration.
And what were those 6 parts? What the 6 parts of the jigsaw?
I think that's important to say that. Yeah, thank you for that, Fraser.
Fine.
I have had discussions with a few of you yesterday and today, and I have explained the idea behind the Open Week. So, printheads cannot be sold by themselves. These are part of an entire solution. So you have a printhead, you need the right ink that works for your application. You need the right ink system, which works with the ink and the printhead. You also need the electronics, as printheads are, they don't know what to print. So you need to use the electronics who tell the printheads what to do. You need the software because your customers are going to have an access or a GUI which speaks to the machine. And last but not the least, we need you. I mean, as partners, as the ones who have the idea, who make everything a reality. So it's the 6 parts of the puzzle. If you're connected with me on WhatsApp, then you can see my display picture. I've put it up there. But the idea is to have everybody on the same page, and the event is to bring all these people together so that we can go to the stage of making business together faster.
Just out of curiosity, just raise your hands if in the work that you do, you have to work collaboratively with someone else. Just raise your hands. I'm not going to pick on you. Just raise your hands if you have to work with someone else. Yeah. So, in essence, we're in an industry, aren't we, where collaboration, integration is crucial. Just out of curiosity, why do you think that is? Why is this segment of the market so different from other print technology marketplaces?
It's a very new technology. When we speak about inkjet printhead compared to other analog printing technologies out there in the field, it's a very new technology. And I think when it started, people were, we have a technology, we need to monetize it. We need to make money at everything. We need to make money at making a waveform, we need to make money at certifying the ink, we need to make money at everything. Yes, it's important to, to see the investments and to see where you can monetize the technologies that you have developed. But I think you also need to understand how big the market is. I mean, the market is huge. I mean, recent numbers that I've been going through is, the printing industry is about $1 trillion US. Let's say about 10% of that market is possible with digital, right? I mean, let's not take the $1 trillion. So 10% of that is about $100 billion. And the last I know is, the inkjet industry is just about at 1 billion. I mean, what we are currently doing. So we're just at like 1%.
Yeah.
The cake is huge. I mean, if we bring this technology to the masses, there is so much potential out there that we all can survive, that we all can do business. But I think it's important that we all share the knowledge.
Any other comments from either? Yoshi, did you have any comment about why this? I'm not convinced that's the only reason. I think also because within the print industry, there are a lot of OEMs that do everything. So there are manufacturers who believe they've got the complete solution. And within the print industry, there are segments where that works. But I think our segment, this area we're talking about here, industrial inkjet applications, is a completely unique space. And it's because of all you and all the knowledge that they individually have that the final solution is probably the best option, if that makes sense. Am I completely wrong there, or am I in the right lines? What do you think? Or do you have a different view, or Yoshi?
In my point of view, firstly, the project iPrint has is two different kinds. One is a kind of a last push, like the people who has already inkjet system and do the development or research, and find some kind of difficulties, like mist is too much, or I don't know, the interaction of the surface between the surface and the ink is too much wetting or too much de-wetting or such kind of things. In that case, some expert, only a few experts can tell the solution, like ink problem can be solved by ink manufacturer.
Yeah.
So on. The other projects are more like to make an innovation. So in this case, everybody wants to make an innovation, then starting from the scratch. Ink is completely new. The printing process is completely new. Nobody has experience. So in this case, you should start from the zero. So to try to check the material, ink rheology, jetability, printability, post-treatment, pre-treatment, and so on, to optimize all the process in the same kind of place, let's say. So in this case, you need each expert from each field, let's say, like for ink, for rheology, for jetting, for drop watching, printing. So that requires quite a lot of expertise, but also many kind of collaboration within the industry together to make it happen. So we do the screening of these kind of things in the first stage, to do this is inkjetable or not, printable or not. Then we need to have many partners to continue these kind of things.
So actually, Ali's idea of a jigsaw, 6 parts or many parts, is exactly right, isn't it? And those parts fit together, and hopefully what you get is you get the best specialists from the ink side, from the head side, from the software side, and you get the final product that is actually, hopefully, inverted commas, perfect for your requirement, your problem. Is that right?
Yeah, at least everybody needs to
hopefully
focus on and also align well to the target. Then, I think as a team, then it's fine to make it.
Yeah, okay. Roberto, did you want to add anything there?
So, well, imagine that we are talking many times about the print heads.
Yep.
But for the project...
About print heads.
Print heads, general.
Yeah. Yep.
First question to start the project is, which one? So,
which one, Ali? just checking. Which print head should we go? Kyocera? Where should we go?
No,
Ricoh? There's so many to choose.
No, I don't mean brand, but model.
Oh, right, sorry. Okay.
No, for example, there is one clear idea. A lot of companies are thinking just to use high-level resolution, but not is necessary in all projects. And in opposite, if you are using high resolution in the project that is not needed, is making noise for you. So it's complicated your life for nothing, increase the price. So it's
So in
it's not
essence,
necessary.
there's different options, isn't there? There's different options depending on your need.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is coming from
Yeah.
analyzing what is the project
Okay.
itself. Okay.
And it was earlier was mentioned, I think it was Simon Edwards who said it, that you should start with the heads. And I've heard from ink companies, they've said, no, start with the ink.
Yeah.
Are there any ink companies here? Yeah. Should you start with the heads or start with the inks? Yeah. Sorry, you carry on.
No. It's no, but again, so analyze the project is, for example, one ink manufacturers. Sometimes they are trying to solve it to fix the problem, which is not coming from them. Something that we can fix maybe by using the pre-treatment.
Yep.
Much more easy, probably even cheaper. Okay. But because sometimes they don't are handling the project in the right way, or because they don't have enough knowledge,
Yep.
they are want to try to make fix by their own self without the sometimes without the possibility to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys do, is it PNT optimization? So explain a bit more about that.
Well, what we want to provide to the market, to the integrator, is the capacity to have the tools
Yep.
to develop and to handle the project in the right way. Okay, so first there is necessary companies like iPrint who are making the real analysis of the project.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we want to provide the companies with the right tools
Yep.
to allow them to make all the steps. So if in the analysis we detect that it's necessary to use any pre-treatment, we can provide these tools.
Yep.
Okay, in the printed time as well. Okay, and also with the post-treatment, with the curing or so on. But finally, that PNT is providing tools who allow to the companies to check if everything in the project is running well before to be in the end project.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you are making something from the initial step in the final solution, and the way that you are choosing is not the right one, later on it's quite difficult to go back. It's more than difficult, it's expensive.
Yeah. I just want to pick up, what is it about Seiko that works well for people in technology?
There is many reasons,
Sorry to
but
put you under pressure or Ali under pressure, because you might
sure,
say something
sure,
you don't want to hear.
there is.
But yeah, what is it about
no,
Seiko then?
honestly talking, there is two mainly reasons. Okay.
Too many reasons.
Yes, there is more, but mainly it's two. First one is because the team. Okay. So Seiko is a first printhead manufacturer company who is really open to share information to help people who are around, and believe me, that is not easy. I imagine that also here there is people who are working with another printhead manufacturer, and they know that it's really very complicated to catch some information. And the second one is because Seiko Special RC1536 printhead is really very easy to handle.
Yep.
It's very robustness, it's easy to handle, and in terms of waveform, it's, in my opinion, is the most easy printheads to handle. And that for the projects are really very, very, very important.
Yeah. And I know this is mentioned quite often, lab to fab, that kind of whole testing area, that whole, we're building something special. We want to get it there. We want to get it right. We don't want to be putting it out until we know it's right. What do you think about that? You emphasise that quite heavily, don't you, lab to fab? So what do you think?
No, finally, it's lab to fab is the tools that we're providing to allow to have that. So to have the end product so in a realistic, let's say, simulation production, okay, to be very sure that everything, all the requirements are meeting in the process.
Yeah.
In the process. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And just going to Yoshi, if I got this right, you created one of the heads, was it right? Is it the RC one? Well, you say you tell the audience about your development of the head for Seiko.
Yeah, I was working for Seiko before. I was a former Seiko employee.
The 1536.
Yeah, I did the invention and the development of the Seiko RC1536. That's why I'm using quite often. There is a reason.
Do you think it's any good?
Yeah, actually, at iPrint, we can access to any printheads, like starting from, I don't know, 100 dpi to 1200 dpi for water-based, for solvent, for UV, anything. So we can use any type of fluids and any type of printheads and any type of driving electronics to drive the printhead, let's say. But especially for the innovative project, which requires quite challenging things, like difficult ink, like high viscosity, more discharge, or big particles, and so on. We are neutral stance to select the right printhead, which is quite often the Seiko RC1536, because of the flow rate, the nozzle shape, and the discharge, and so on, so on. So this is why I like this printhead, not by my because of my invention, but it's really like good.
Nothing to do with
yeah,
that.
good printhead.
It's a good
I
printhead.
can say.
Yeah.
So then, but we do the research and development, but we don't sell anything, the product to anyone. So that's why we need a platform. So then we need an integrator who can prepare the platform to continue this kind of research. So that is why we are working quite closely to people and technology, which is one of the
Yoshi,
solutions.
can I just get you to explain what you might offer to someone who's listening to this conversation and thinking, oh, I'm interested in what they do at iPrint. Just explain a bit more. So what else is it what can people come to you with? A challenge? Are you advising? Are you researching? Are you testing? What is it you're doing there?
There are so many different ways of work with us, but the standard condition can be like if you wanna work in the inkjet, you have some difficulty. You can just extract this difficulty to iPrint. Then iPrint give you the kind of advice or solution or kind of choice. Then you will choose from our list of the choices. Then take it over to continue your development after that. So this is what we are doing. So we either to choose the printhead, inks, or just to optimize the rheology or post-treatment or pre-treatment, anything. We do these kind of things and give you the kind of list of the choice. So then you can continue your research and development in an easier way, let's say. Yeah, something like that.
Fantastic. Just for anyone who doesn't know where you're based where? Mm-hmm. Where are you based?
Based?
Yeah.
In Switzerland. Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the question. It's
Yes.
just if anyone's sitting in the audience thinking, iPrint, I'm interested in what you do. Where are you? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic. So going back to Roberto, how important is testing?
100%.
Yeah. And why is it important?
So you must to be sure, again, what the project that you are handling is doing in the right steps. Mm-hmm. You must to be sure that each step that you are giving, it's in the right way, okay?
Yep.
And for that, you need to test, okay?
Yep.
For all the steps,
Pre-treatment,
Joshi
post-treatment.
and Joshi say, usually they are, for them, they are getting the special complicated projects with functional inks and so on, which is high viscosity or high concentration of the particles inside and so on. So you need to be sure about the wettability, about the jetting itself.
Yep.
Even you must to evaluate the substrate. That is something that we are not talking about, but we want to bring in any substrate, and sometimes it's not so easy, or even it's not possible with the actual technology. And that is only, you can get the information only by testing.
Yeah.
So whenever you have the tool to make all the trials as possible, mixing inks, different pre and post treatment, working with different kind of inks, because sometimes the project they are going to start, I don't know, in the UV inks, but later the market are asking for water-based, which is completely different. You need to restart the project again. So finally, testing means all.
Okay. Is there any question from the audience for the panelists? Anyone want to ask anything? Holly.
How do you think we can improve
So just just to repeat that question, how could you improve collaboration amongst the different elements of the project, so the different parts of the team? How could we improve it?
So through this kind of events, okay, because here there is a real networking action, okay, so people can share information and for example that is the case of iPrint. Probably there is companies who don't know them, but probably they can get a lot of benefit to be in touch with them. I know what I am telling because People and Technology has a strange collaboration with iPrint. There is part that we are not able to make it just for time, just for knowledge. Doesn't care, but we are be in touch with them, and they are developing some part from us. Okay, it depends what you want to catch, but you can get an agreement that iPrint can develop some part of the project. Okay, and then you can go ahead alone or with some extra support. So finally, the collaboration between all the parts, it's mandatory to reduce the time between the idea and the fabric, and second, to be sure that how to say, that the project is finally catching in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. You had something, Ali.
Sorry, just wanted to say something. The inkjet family, or the suppliers in the inkjet family, are not so many, right? There are a few number of ink manufacturers, there are a few number of pre-treatment manufacturers or post-treatment manufacturers, and there are a few number of head manufacturers. Actually, you should know only one of them, but there are a few number of printhead manufacturers, and we know each other quite well, right? I mean, we know what the benefits of working with one are, what are the technologies they offer. So sitting down with one of them, then just going through your project, I think, thank you, Holly, for asking a question, actually, because I think the issue in the field today is that some of the integrators or the machine manufacturers out there don't even want to open up and tell us the entire project to us. They're very closed. You know, they're not telling us what substrate they want to print on. They're not telling us how fast they want to print on. They're not telling us how what are the processes that are required afterwards. That, you know, if you have printed something, should the washability be good? Should the adhesion be good? I mean,
Ali, why are they not telling you all that information?
I think what I said earlier, they want to keep all this information to themselves because they want to monetize that opportunity only by themselves.
Yeah.
And the cake is big. Please understand that. You know, there are so many opportunities out there. You can do many more things. Let's share the knowledge, and we will be able to get many more projects. More people. Our competition is not with each other. Our competition is with the analog printing technology.
Yeah.
Our competition, or our goal, is to bring more digital printing to the world. That's something that we need to understand.
Yeah. I think we all agree there. Pretty much everyone in the audience would agree to that. Let's hope. I just go back to your point about the jigsaw, and I know you said to me before this. You know, today is all about collaboration. So there's a great emphasis on that approach to the projects that we're working on. How important is the human individual in this, in terms of the success? And how would you set your team up if you were doing this? Do you have a project manager? Explain the thinking behind the team you put in place into this type of project.
I think it's business at the end of the day is between people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, products are there, but at the end of the day, you're speaking to people, and we're all individuals, and we need to have a good relationship with our partners. So if we understand each other well, then we can understand our project well, and then we can also speak about heaven and earth, but also speak about the project, and then go forward with the project. And it's important that you feel comfortable with each other. You feel. So the way we have grown our team, the Seiko team, is that we've tried to find people who speak the language. First of all, we have tried to find out who our customers are. Most of the times our customers are CTOs or somebody from the technical team. So we have hired people in the sales side who are actually coming from a technical background. So it becomes, you have the same wavelength that when you're speaking to your partners in the field, that you understand what they are asking you. And that's how I think you build a relationship. And I mean, in the sales training, because I come from a very technical background, and I was given a sales training when I joined Seiko. The first thing that my sales, the teacher taught me was, you have this kind of, you build a relationship, and there's going to be a problem with your product at the end of the day. And the thing that will catch you back is your friendship with your customer. You can tell him, yes, there is a problem with my product, or there's a problem that we need to solve together. But you can explain that to him only if you have a good relationship with your partners. And I think that's very important to build. And that's why such events where we can all, sit together, have a bite. I hope the food was good.
Very good.
And have some time together where we can build a relationship apart from just the business relationship and exchanging money and whatever. That's a different part. It's important, but also to build a relationship. That's important as well.
Yeah, and I would just add to that, because my background is sales. What I was always taught is about understanding the need of the other individual, person you're selling to. But actually that's right for this market as well, because actually what you're saying is we're supplying a solution to a need. And the greater understanding you have of that need, the easier it is to develop your product to suit that requirement. It's no good selling someone a lawnmower if they live in an apartment at the top of the block. You have to understand why. So why they want something, and that is important. So there is a relationship. The point you made is absolutely true. There is a significance in terms of the human interaction. And actually what's great about this is that we're dealing with lots of different people, and hopefully the people you deal with in each individual segment, whether it be ink or driver technology or heads, they're all specialists. They're all specialists, aren't they, in their segment? So you should be getting the cream of the cream, the top of the offering. So yeah, I think that's really important with us, isn't it?
Exactly, and we know our limitations, right? So, I mean, I can't give you advice on adhesion, because I think the ink manufacturers know that better.
Yeah.
But
That's honest.
if they're all here, I'm just tell you, okay, let's go. Let's talk to another ink manufacturer who knows this stuff, and like curing, pre-treatment or post-treatment. The people know this better than print head manufacturers. If there is something we can do with waveforms, or how you handle the ink in the print head, we can help you with that. But it's the collaboration that brings your project to reality.
Yeah, and I would just add to that what's interesting about the way that the team at Seiko are working is they are extremely open to these conversations, and there are some head manufacturers who maybe are a little bit more closed about their thinking, and that really lends itself to working with different people to get the best for the customer. And I think that's crucial, isn't it?
Yes.
The best for the customer.
I think I should add to that exactly what you said was exactly right. So we as a print head manufacturing company have focusing on manufacturing of print heads. We don't want to manufacture inks.
No.
We don't want to manufacture machines. We want to focus on manufacturing print heads. And that's important. But that obviously brings a challenge that we need partners like yourselves so that we can work together and be able to sell, a solution. I mean, there are our competition out there who have machines also, and they are able to bring that, bring something into the market where they sell. We have experience in selling machines, so we can help you with that. It's their way of doing business. But we believe in making print heads, and we stick to that. And we help ink manufacturers, tune their inks to our print heads. That's our job. We do that. But we don't want to manufacture inks. That's not what we want to do. We don't want to manufacture machines. I think that's not what we want to do. I mean, that's our job is print heads, and we stick to that.
Fantastic. I think really, unless there's any, are there any more questions from the audience? Does anyone want to ask anything else? Was there anything else that any of the panelists wanted to add to Ali's very good wrap-up?
So no, just to say that the question is really very important, because human part usually we are losing. Everyone are focused only in his area.
Yeah.
Okay, but his area means let me say please, means nothing alone, because the project, which is the most important, can be from different stage and different people. So we need to care really about the people, because projects are lot of things, but especially people. You can handle a project which is running perfect. If you sometimes remove just one person of the team, the project is falling just because that.
Yeah.
So that means that the people is really important at the end.
Absolutely. Yoshi, did you want to add anything to that?
May I give my thoughts a little bit?
Of course.
Yes. Okay. I just would like to say to you all about you guys, you are all different and unique. So, and product itself is same. So product is also different and unique. So please do not try selling your product to whatever, I mean, whenever, wherever, because there should be the most suitable product existing. Maybe it's not your product. Then if you push your product to this project, which is not suitable, and your customer and you lose 1 year for the development for nothing.
Yep.
Your age, your life is limited up to, I don't know, 100 years. You lose 1 year. So if you do it 100 times, then you will not get anything and just dead. So that's why it's to be win-win. Please find where to go to find the most suitable place to sell yourself, your product. And the good guys can tell, even if Ali said, like maybe Ali can tell, maybe Epson printed is better, maybe, because if it's not suitable for Seiko printed, this is a good guy. So please be a good guy and try to save your life. That I want to say.
Okay, Yoshi, thank you very much. On that note of saving your life, I think we'll probably call it a day. Is there anything more you wanted to add? No. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you so much.
thank you to the panel, thank you for your wisdom, and thank you to the audience. Thank you very much.